Hey Aussie Gamers, and welcome to episode 67 of the Aussie Gamers Express podcast, the podcast that will be released on time, I hope. I am your host, LewkOne, and joining me as usual is my good friend Thorncliff. How are you, mate?
I'm very good.
And also joining us is our other great friend, Red. How are you?
I'm fantastic, mate. I appreciate the inquiry.
What?
No, I was looking at my pile of games and I read Inquisition instead of saying inquiry. So I've got games on the brain, which is probably a good attitude to have right now.
Yeah, probably. Were you referring to, for me, asking if you were okay?
Yeah, I'm fantastic and I appreciate the inquiry.
Oh, don't appreciate it too much. It's just a pleasantry for the intro.
Oh, copy that.
Yeah, don't really care. I'm just kidding. I love you, man. All right, before we start the show, here's this week's show in preview. First up, we'll have Game Talk, and after that, we'll go into the news. And in the news, we'll have PlayStation Plus possible delays, teen pregnancy, a Games Workshop news, another remastered game on the horizon, a possible Guitar Hero. There's early access for Hardline. Something about a WoW token. I have no idea what that is. Assassin's Creed in Reality. Is there any room for it? And Xbox One library stuffs. After that, we'll do What's That Sound? And we'll end the show for another week. Right. Who wants to go first with their Game Talk?
Yeah, I'll start off the week.
Go for it, Sean. Tell us in fast forward what you've been playing and what you've been doing.
Fast forward, it's quite a bit actually, because I've been non-stop playing games this week, which is quite rare, but it's been pretty awesome. Platinum trophy in the order 1886. So
now, are you telling the truth this time?
Yes, I am telling the truth this time.
Have you got any proof?
Yes, I do.
Where?
On my trophy list.
Well, we're in a Skype chat at the moment.
Yeah.
How are you going to prove it?
Did you get it?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to prove it?
Well, I think I've got a good reputation for telling the truth.
It took about 11 to 12 hours to finally get it. Overall, on the game, I've enjoyed it. I don't think there's any need for me to go back to it now that I've done it all. It's going back and playing it on the harder difficulty or anything like that there. I've enjoyed the story. I really don't think I need to go back to it at all. I've played it now. It was awesome. Loved it. Now it goes to the bottom of the pile again.
Well, it can't go to the bottom of the pile. It's mine. Give it back.
Yeah. Yes, you may have it back.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, it was great. For anybody out there that wants a little tip for when you're going to find collectibles, if you think you've got them and you're strapping your brain for which one you're missing, go back to the archive, because there's a cutscene that plays after a certain amount of time in that area, and it doesn't give you enough time to get all of the collectibles that are in that area. So just a little tip that might be able to help you. Finally, I got my Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls 500 Bounties trophy. So after a lot of grinding, I've finally made it. I did it the other day and I kind of sat back and I went, wow, now what am I going to do?
Hardcore mode.
Yeah, I've just got to finish my hardcore mode, but I'm gonna take it a little break because our good friend Reprimi actually lost a level 60 hardcore wizard last night.
Oh.
And yeah, I think that'd break my back at the moment if that was to happen. So I'm gonna take a little bit of time off, chill out, maybe build up a couple of characters to level 20 or 25, and then just have a backup on my main character. So
good idea.
60.
Yeah.
Where was he up to? He would have been pretty far through, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it was near the end.
Oh.
I'll have to check his trophy list to see if he actually beat Diablo with it.
Yeah, good call. I didn't even ask that much. I just kind of went back in my box because that's all I want to hear from anyone. If anyone said anything after I lost the level 60 hardcore character.
Well, I lost level 60. I said I think it would be like the other night with Dying Light, where I just switched the console off and go, you know what, fuck you. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's right. There's no Molotovs in Diablo.
Yeah, go and cry in the corner for an hour or so. So Yeah, I played a bit more Dead or Alive last round. It got real boring real quick, I found. Only 4 characters to play with at the moment, and I just really couldn't justify the 10 gigabyte space it was taking up on the console, so that's been deleted. They're starting to push out little extra things with Mortal Kombat X, like there's a rumour going around with Spawn and Jason Voorhees and the Predator coming to it now, so just waiting to hear back now if there's any substance to those rumours. I'm getting pretty excited for it. Next, I did a bit more Hand of Fate, so Red will probably be talking our ears off about that very shortly, so I'll leave it up to you and I'll chime in a bit when you're having a chat about it. Murdered Soul Suspect, I started that. I played about 6 hours of it and I'm really enjoying it. As I say, it's the gameplay mechanics are dull. The story makes up for it. It was really good. The story is really good. I'm enjoying it. And for the $17.50 price tag that I bought it for, it's worth it. If I'd paid the full release, the $70 or $80 that it was when it was released, I would be disappointed. But seeing as I only paid $17 for it, I'm enjoying it for what I've paid for it. So, lastly, Resident Evil Revelations 2. So you got this as well, Luke.
Sure did.
Been playing through it. Like, I have not played a game of Resident Evil, any of the Resident Evils, in a long time. So I've still got 6 sitting here and it's plastic. But I've had fond memories of like the old original Resident Evil games, and getting my hands on this as an episodic release, I think it's really good. I'm enjoying it. It took me about an hour and 45 minutes to play through it. It's not too challenging on the lower level that you play it on.
What was that, about 6 sittings for you?
No, 1 sitting. 1 sitting, start to finish, the other night, actually. And yeah, long slog, that one. And the graphics for the gameplay in it are very last Jenny.
Yeah.
But the actual videos look amazing. The cutscenes and stuff like that are really, really good. Really crisp, really clean looking cutscenes, and a few jump scares. I was playing it the other night and was in the party chat, and one of the first encounters that you have, you push a shelf out of the way and something jumps through at you, and I almost shit my pants, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And Luke's like, I bet you I can tell you where that bit was. Yeah, but it's awesome, really, really good fun. So I'm looking forward now to the other episodes. It will be something that I do invest in and I do play through, because I like this episodic release that they're doing with this. It's gave you enough it was like a TV show, so you'd watch a bit and then it'll leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger, and now you've got to wait till next week when the next episode comes out to play on and find out what happens, and I like that.
Well, it suits your type of your gaming habits, where you'll play a game for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea. I mean, I don't know if it'll work for many games or for all games, if that. But I like it because when I play Resident Evil Rev 2, and I've only got the first episode, it gives me time to just smash out that episode and really nut out what's happening in that first part of the game. Because I have this thing where I don't know if it's me, my attention span, or my memory, or whatever it is. But I have this problem when I play a game that's 10 hours long, 20 hours long. By the time I get 3/4 of the way through the game, I've completely forgotten what happened at the beginning of the game. Yeah. And sometimes they make references to those bits at the end, and I don't get the references because I've forgotten. Because it was 20 hours ago that I played that section, you know? So what I like is that I can play through, and I have been playing through the episode 1 Penal Colony over and over to get all the collectibles and try all the different modes. And I really have a good grasp of what happens and who the characters are and where they come from and what the go is, like as much as they give you anyway. So I'm really enjoying that. Like just now, before the podcast, I put a speed run through. Just wanted to see how quickly I could do it. Now there was It's by far anything from the best because there was a couple of stuff ups. A point where you got to get the cog and take the cog to the little device. Well, I lifted up the thing to release the cog and then ran off without the cog. So I had to. When I went to the section that you got to use it, I realised I didn't have it and I had to run back. But I did it in just a tad under 20 minutes. But
Really?
not the full game. Not the full game. That was just the first half.
That's all right.
When you play as the girls.
Mm.
So,
all right.
So Telltale's the big one here with their episodic releases and all that kind of stuff. I think, though, that Resident Evil Revelations is doing this a really good way because they're doing it weekly releasing.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, especially with a game like the Telltale Game of Thrones game, if they did that, say, it's 5 episodes or 6 episodes long, and they did it in the 6 weeks coming up to the new series of Game of Thrones because it's set in between the two episodes, that'd be a fantastic way of building the game up a bit more for the people that are like, I see the story before the new series, like see what happens in between the two series and run it as an episodic release weekly up to the release of the TV show. And by the way it's looking right now, like we've only got episode 2. I haven't heard when episode 3 is. It's not going to all be out by the time that the new Game of Thrones series comes out.
Those Telltale games take too long to come out.
They should build the whole game and have it all 100% finished, all 100% completed, and then weekly, bang, 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 bang.
Even 2 weeks is okay. Well, I mean, maybe weekly for the Telltale games is not too bad, but say a game like Resident Evil, because there's so many things that you can do, replayability, 2 weeks would be good so I could try and nut it all out, because by the time episode 2 comes out on Revelations, I don't think I'm going to get everything done on the first episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I don't mind it. It does depend on the type of the game, and I think Revelations 2, even though I didn't think so before it was released, I think it lends itself to this type of release. But yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah. What about the modes, if you want to talk about that now?
Well, there's a couple of different modes where there's obviously just your normal campaign mode, which you can play on easy, medium, or hard. And then once you finish that, you can then use your XP to unlock 2 extra modes, which is invisible mode, which means all of your enemies are invisible. And there is also countdown mode, which is basically a time attack. In the invisible mode, the enemies are invisible, but you can use, when you play in the game, the first sort of chapter, you play as Moira and Claire. Now, Moira has a torch that she can use, and if you shine the torch, the enemies become visible. So that gives you a little bit of an edge. The only thing is if she's only got a crowbar to attack, so if you want to use the guns, which you'll have to jump onto Claire because you can switch between the two characters, you can't control the torch because it's all AI with Moira. So it's a little bit hard to work out. It'll be so much better and easier when there's online co-op to play it with your friend. You can do split screen at the moment, but that's not always very practical. I've played through the first part, so the Moira and Claire section in the invisible mode, which was quite hard towards the end, and it was a bit frustrating, but I got through it. I haven't really done much with Barry yet, but when you play with Barry, there's a little girl called Natalia, and she has a pointing ability. It's a superpower, apparently. You just point at shit, and it becomes visible. So if you point at the monsters, they become visible, so then Barry can take them out. Or the little girl is a little Ellie-esque from The Last of Us because she can pick up bricks and throw the bricks at them. That's her little attack.
Do you get the stink cloud, as you so put it, when you use
can you smell that?
Use her in the when you use her in the invisible mode?
Can you see the stink? No, look, yeah. I as I said, I haven't played the Barry one yet. I've only played with the girls, so I can't answer that. I don't know. You probably can if you point, maybe. But
stink with the wall.
also, once you finish the main campaign, you unlock what's called raid mode. And what raid mode is it basically turns Resident Evil Revelations 2 into an RPG. And you go into these these levels, I guess you would call them, which the ones that I've played so far are just sort of like a small map with corridors and sort of linear, like the game, and you go through kind of like a horde mode, taking out the monsters, and which is different to the campaign. They've got like a health bar above their head, very RPG like, and or RPG MMO like, and also like when you're shooting them, you can see the numbers coming off them for the injuries. You can unlock the like chests, which you then get loot, and the loot can either be a gun, an upgrade for a gun, or all different things. I think there's also, you might be able to pick up those crystals, which are like the revive crystals, and all that sort of stuff. And you get to the end, and you get rewards like the crystals. You got the red crystals, which you can purchase, which are your revive crystals. So if you die during a raid, you have to use one of these crystals unless you start back at the beginning, as we had in the news a couple of weeks ago. You can, by doing daily missions, which sometimes will restrict you to a character, so you have to either use Claire or Barry or Moira or the other characters that's there. I don't know who she is. You do the daily missions and you'll get maybe 2 of those blue crystals, which are your revives. No different to your red ones. The only thing is you don't have to pay for those ones, you just have to work for them. You start off with 10, so it gives you a bit of a head start rather than having to earn them up straight away. But you can earn them without actually paying for the microtransactions. But it's really fun. It adds a lot of replayability, and they're really hard. They really need to unlock online, because at the moment it's only local co-op. But once they do release a patch, hopefully it comes out with episode 2, you'll be able to play it online with your mates. That's what I'm hanging out for.
And that's was it $8.95?
Yeah, $8.95. Just for episode 1.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's my week. So it's been pretty big. Uni's back now, so yeah, it's going to be a bit slower for me, but looking forward to uni as well, because I'm doing online gaming as my unit this semester. So
cool. Actually, just quickly on Revelations Red.
Yes.
You remember we were discussing how if you wanted to play it, you could play it on my account, but you'd have to organise PlayStation Plus. Now, I don't think that's true. I think if you've got PlayStation Plus on your main account on your console, you can still play online on another one. Now, the Plus stuff doesn't come through, like you won't be able to download the free games and you won't get discounts. No. But for online play, if you've got an account on your console that's the main account, the primary, you'll still be able to play on the other account online.
Yes.
So there you go. We were wrong the other night when we were discussing that. But anyway, just thought I'd bring that up. All right, so that was it for you, was it, Sean?
Yeah, that's
it. Red, tell us about your game talk.
In no particular order, really. I've played Diablo 3 with Sean. I was there when he got his trophy.
Yes, thank you for your help, and you also helped with the level 70s as well, so that was good.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a bit unfair to say I played it, but I participated in some Trials Fusion.
Yeah.
I get value for fucking money, mate. I have more restarts per level than anything. I participated in a day and a half of, probably half a day, Clan Wars on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. To anyone that's listening, putting it out there now, if I can't develop a clan that is willing to jump in and play and constantly we're only taking 2 or 3 people in at a time, and that's no way to participate in a competitive zone like that. So anyone that's listening and is interested in the PS4 clan for Advanced Warfare, please hit me up on the page, hit us up, we'll organise something, and we should be able to get that almost working on its own sort of thing. If not, I'm just going to, fucking can it.
Fucking had enough. I'm taking my sticks and I'm going home.
That's fucking it. That $100 sports game.
That wouldn't be Don Radman, would it?
Don Bradman cricket.
Oh, that was on special today. Did you see that?
No, really.
$99.95.
So yeah, I finished up my third year of career on that. So ploughing through. And Hand of Fate, which Sean touched on earlier, and it is hard. Let's just put it that way. It is very, very hard. We've been referring to it as a card builder and everything like that. And I've read a few bits and pieces online, and I've been to the Defiant website and everything like that, and they describe it as a tarot card game, which almost makes a bit more sense, because like you get that Devil's Choice card. You know, it's not actually dishing you something out. It's more fate orientated.
Like
you pick
the name
one thing.
suggests.
So I work my way through the 4 tiers of the cards that you get in story mode, and I got to the last guy, and I think I don't quite remember the day, but I was streaming for about 3 hours, and I just kept dying. So it must have been a real interesting watch for everyone that was on there, because I got a couple about. And then I get up the next morning, and I'm like, fuck it, you know what? I'm going to have a coffee, kids are at school, I'm going to sit down, open the window, put my undies back on, I'm going to have a go. So, smashed it first time, and I'm like, yeah, woo, finished the game, give me my trophy, bitch. And then he sits back with this fucking smirk on his face. You can't see, he's got a mask on, but I guarantee you the bastard's laughing at you. No, you play me. I'm like, oh no. So after about 8 attempts, I still haven't completed him. I haven't beaten him. It is hard.
That's the card dealer you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you get a curse card every time you go like downstairs or exit the cave, every time you go down a level. Curse card.
What's the curse cards do?
Well, they range from anything from I can remember the really bad ones because it pisses me right off. Every time you successfully block or counter, you lose one portion of food.
No, right.
Every time you complete a battle, you lose 1 gold for every 15 life you have.
That's rude.
No health regen, so you know when you move along each different square, you get 10 or 5 life back.
Yeah.
No health regen.
Now, can you avoid those curse cards?
No, but you can pay for them to be removed.
Okay, yep.
In certain shops, not every shop, because as you've probably seen, you've got jewelers, you've got tinkerers, you've just got the plain basic shop. You've got the mage's workshop. They all do different things. So, like, specialise in different things, like you buy blessings and whatnot. But I've unlocked about 90% of the cards being equipment cards and game cards. So now when I play, say, endless mode, like I had an endless mode the other night for just under 2.5 hours, I played the one game for, and I collected a lot of things, got a few trophies. That was my main aim, collecting a few trophies. But the fact that I could sit there and be so drawn into this game, and I could stream and have you guys in there and just play the one game for 2.5 hours.
So it went for 2.5 hours, did it?
The one game, yeah, before I died.
Is that how it ended?
Yeah.
I think we've got a lawsuit on our hands, boys. Who wants to make some money off a developer? We can send them down the same path as the creators of the Never-Ending Story, giving you an endless mode that ends. False advertising.
Oh, snap!
I'm only joking. They're Aussie developers. I got their back.
Yeah, nah. And I ran into a couple of bug here or there, and I hit them up over their Facebook account, and being in true Aussie style, they got back to us, and hopefully they can work it out from their end. So I was pretty impressed with that, because often you can, whether you tweet or your Facebook or your email, a lot of people like that don't have a lot of time for you. But these Aussie guys, they're like us. We get back to everyone that asks us a question, makes a comment. So
it's nice when they reply, isn't it?
It is. It was more just a heads up. It's like, hey guys, wicked game. This happened. You might want to check it out. You know, full stop. And then they got back to me. I'm like, whoa, weird.
Nice.
But yeah, so Hand of Fate. If you haven't tried it out, I'd suggest it, especially if you're like a lot of people are throwing around. Oh, it's like D&D. It's like D&D. And if you don't understand exactly what is meant by that, when you're in combat, every time you hit the square button to attack, it's like the roll of the dice in D&D. Will it be successful? And then your opponent will roll the dice, like, because your lizard man and your skeleton man, they have shields and everything. So they'll be rolling the dice, see if it's a block, if it's not. So that's how that all, people go, oh, it's all D&D, like Dungeon Mastery, and he's the Dungeon Master with the cards and creating a game. Well, it really is, but the big difference is you have a lot more choices in Hand of Fate than you traditionally do in Dungeons and Dragons. And one last bit of a tip when it comes to Hand of Fate. When you get those selection cards, you got success, huge success, fail, and huge fail. Watch them. You can actually tell where the cards go.
Yeah, I think that's right. I didn't think you could at first because I think Sean, you mentioned it, and I said no, I don't think you can because they go on top of each other. But I think you can get away with it, but it's still tricky though. You
can normally rule it down to 2.
Yeah.
Either that 2 or that 2, you got to pick one from, because when I was first playing, I just kept picking the first cards, like, oh, this is a game of chance, what's the fucking point in using the D-pad? But it's not. You watch. If you got 3 successes and a fail, your best bet is to watch the fail, because you can tell if it goes to the bottom half of the deck or if it goes to the top half, and then you can watch how the cards spread out after that.
Yeah.
Especially early, because I only do the one shuffle. And yeah, you can pick it 9.5 times out of 10. It's when they start shuffling around and you've got 1 success and 3 huge fails that you go, oh, fuck. Let's go with number 1. But yeah, check it out. Awesome, awesome game. Very, very happy with it. Not without its couple of little bugs and glitches here and there, but what a game. It's very unique.
All right, what else,
and that's my week. That's not a lot, mate. That's about it. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on cricket, COD, and Hand of Fate.
Nice. All right, then.
So okay. I haven't played the Order.
Yeah, that's right. You were going to play it last night, weren't
you? Yeah, I was going to play it last night, but I'm not going to wait until I've probably just got you in chat party. I want to share it with you.
Ah, fair enough.
You're my best game, buddy.
Oh, love you, Red. Love you, Red.
Right.
Sean, you'd be up there too if you played more games.
Yeah. What was this week fucking good enough? Jeez.
It's never
just
good
talk
enough.
for half an hour about it.
I reckon
Sean,
we're going to average 7.5 days a week since December 2012.
Sean, just the stigma is there. If you played more games than me and Red together in 1 week, we would still make fun of you not playing enough games.
I know.
You're going to have to live with it. All right.
I think games are still in their plastic wrap-up.
Yeah. No, Sean's just not going to take Resident Evil 6 out of the packer because that's his fight against bestiality.
Yes.
All right, we'll go. My game talk, what I've been doing for the week. First of all, I mentioned the Order 1886. You guys asked me before if I got the platinum. Do you think I did?
Yes.
Of course I did.
You're going to let Sean have it on his own.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, you know what? That's probably the easiest / fastest platinum I've ever earned.
Yeah.
There are a couple of trophies that I was like, oh, how do I get this trophy? I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, I got it. Seriously, I had no idea how to get the black sight headshots, but I apparently got it. So yeah, happy days. I got it. Picked it up last night, maybe at about, I don't know what time it was, 9 or 10 o'clock. Resident Evil Revelations 2, we've talked about that. Red. Gummy Drop.
Uh-oh. You like it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Now, I'll tell you what, last week I told you it was shit, didn't I?
No, you didn't exactly say it was shit. You just thought it was a bit mainstream.
No, just because of the whole running out of turns thing. What I didn't realise Blame the developer for the way it was designed. Blame me for not paying attention. Blame you for not telling me. I don't care. Blame someone, just not me. I didn't know that it didn't have a timer.
Oh, yeah, heads up. Some levels do.
Okay, but see, because it's like Bejeweled, my brain has just gone, quick, quick, because Bejeweled Blitz or whatever it is, Bejeweled has a timer and you need to quickly pick them, otherwise you run out of time and you lose. I didn't realise you could take your time so you can work out what moves are going to be what. As soon as I realised that, I haven't run out of lives at all.
Nah, you really won't.
And it's not exactly the type of game that you'd be like, whoa, this is like mind-blowing shit, man. It's more of a game like, this is going to pass some time. So,
Last night's tea, yeah.
Yeah, when you're on the toilet chucking out a massive chode, but, whatever. It is a good time killer, but, it makes me want lollies. They look so delicious. I end up licking the screen.
Yeah, you're licking the windows like you do on the bus.
Only when I'm on my way to your place.
That's in.
Just me licking the windows is just practice for when I'm going to say hello to your missus, though. Anyway,
Call of Duty time.
Yeah. I've got an Xbox. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Gummy Drop's pretty good. Just a staple for me every week. I've been playing Trials Fusion as I do. I can't stop playing that. Playing New Red's good. You got to practice more Red, but you were a challenge back when we first played it, when you had it from Get Gaming. You were a challenge. So you'll get better.
Yeah, and I have been playing a little bit.
Yeah, good stuff. We'll have to have a couple of goes of it tonight. Now, here's one game that I found today. I jumped on, Sean, that Feedly app that you told me about. I jumped on that today, and it had an announcement for a brand new game on Steam.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and first of all, I saw it and I thought, what the fuck is this? This is really bizarre. It's called Pregnancy. Have you heard of this game?
I have.
No.
Sean? Red, sorry?
No, I like the game that leads up to pregnancy.
Well, have you... yeah, right. Tell me, have either of you ever wanted to influence a 14-year-old girl about the future of pregnancy?
No, I'm a couple of years away from that, but I will influence a 14-year-old girl about pregnancy.
Well, yeah, because you've got a daughter, same here. But anyway, this is the description that I got. It says, pregnancy is an interactive short story where the player tries to influence the decisions of a 14-year-old girl about the future of her pregnancy. It's been developed by Rodrigo Silvestre. I think that's how you say it. But what it is, it's at first I was making fun of it because first of all, I'll tell you what type of game it is. It's a pure text adventure. Okay, yeah. It starts off and it's just text on the screen with the music in the background, and you read it, and it's basically starts off. There's a girl that walks into a pharmacy and buys a pregnancy test, and she gets looked up and down by the person who's serving her, and she feels like she's being judged. And I'm making fun of it when I play this. For your information, my playthrough video is actually up on the YouTube channel, and I'm making fun of it, thinking, oh yeah, you dirty whore, why are you pregnant, and all that sort of stuff. And you get it home, and then the story takes a massive turn. Now, look, it's not a massive game. It's probably going to ruin anything for you, isn't it? But spoiler alert, though, for anybody who does want to play it, it's actually a teen pregnancy and a 14-year-old girl who was raped.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, so the story changes, and it gives you the sort of the text and all that of a girl being raped and things said, and, don't stop, no, scream, and all that sort of stuff. And then it unfolds your story. Like, everybody knows, like her family and friends knows that she's been raped, but they don't know about the pregnancy. So you go to psychologists, you talk to your auntie, your cousin, and all that sort of stuff, and it progresses from there. But where the actual gameplay comes in is that you become a voice in the girl's head. So she's probably a little bit nuts. She's going a little bit crazy because she's got a lot going on in her life. So then it comes up with a little thing, and you get to choose from 2 lines of text. and like you'll say hello or something like that, and she'll be like, "What? Who is that?" And then you actually type your name in, and then it refers to you every now and then through the storyline by your name. And you play through it there, and then sometimes she'll say to you, "Look, all right, if you're going to be a voice in my head, give me some advice. What do you want me to do here?" And stuff like that. And it just plays through the story. Now, I played it at a constant speed because I was reading it out loud as I was going, and you got to click to the next page because it's pretty much a PowerPoint presentation, if you will. There's no images. There's background images of faces and stuff, but that's about it. It's like a PowerPoint presentation you get from start to finish. It took me about 30 minutes. And you know what? I'm happy to have played it. It was an experience. It was different. It wasn't the same as every other game that I've played, and it didn't drag on for too long that I got bored. It was actually quite good. Now, it was $1.99 US on Steam, which means $2.66 at the present moment for us if we wanted to buy it. 63.6 megabyte download. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
Random.
It was very random.
I fucking didn't see that coming an hour ago when we were making Skype calls.
It was very fucking random. Like the only reason I gave it a go is because it was so cheap and so intriguing. I was like, what the fuck? And you actually hear, because in the video I filmed it for my first playthrough. I didn't try it and then record it. I recorded it from the get-go, and you hear my demeanour in my voice changing throughout half an hour, where at the very beginning I'm taking the piss thinking, you stupid slut, keep your legs together and stuff like that, and then towards the end where I'm like, oh god, oh you poor thing sort of thing. And
I hope she'll be okay once I'm gone.
Pardon?
I hope she'll be okay once I'm gone.
But it was it was, for what it is done really well, I think. But it's only a couple of bucks, less than $3. If you're half interested, give it a go and just experience it. But there you go. How about we go into news?
Let's.
All right, first up in news, we've got PlayStation Plus games possibly delayed for a week. Now, we're actually recording on, what day is it today? Tuesday the 3rd of the 3rd. Now, so we're a couple of days away from when it usually drops, where the games come out on the first Thursday of every month. But we've normally got an announcement by now.
Yes.
Of what those games are going to be before they actually release. Now, Fred Dutton, he's the manager for PlayStation Blog in Europe. They normally drop what games are coming out. He's said that we're still not quite ready to make the announcement. And he also said that it may take until next week for the games to be finalised and made public. So by the time this actual show that we're on right now gets released, it'll be Sunday the 8th. Now, if we're correct, this will still make sense and the games won't be out yet. But I guess if we're wrong, the games will be out and we'll look like idiots. But look, that's where we're at. There's been no announcements yet other than that, and got no idea what we've got.
It seems to me like something's fallen through.
Yeah, that might be the case.
So maybe like a licensing issue or something like that. There was a lot of stuff coming out this week that is all the new indie titles that are coming through. We've got Helldivers and a few others that are due for release this week, and I think they might even be spoilt for choice this month of what they're actually going to give away, if they want to give away a new release game or if they'll go back and try and get a blockbuster to come in. There was a rumour going around that surfaced on a German site with the PlayStation Plus that it was going to be Lego Marvel Superheroes on PS4 and Octodad. Now, they're purely rumour, but other than that, we've had the rumours of Helldivers as well, so I'm thinking that something might have fallen through, and that's why the delay. But apparently they are taking off the February PlayStation Plus games tonight, so...
Yeah, I did read that somewhere, that it's your last chance, so I don't know.
What?
Yep.
I don't reckon they will until the new ones go up.
Neither do I. Not saying that you're... Not to contradict you, Sean, but...
Yeah. But we could wake up tomorrow and it could just be there. Yeah, so we do have GDC coming on this week, and
We do.
they could be announcing something at GDC with it, because as well as doing the PlayStation Plus titles, they're also going to start really plugging their weekly deal. So that could have something to do with it as well.
We might not wake up tomorrow.
We might not.
Oh, how dark of me.
Morbid.
All right, Sean, give us a news item.
WoW tokens are now coming to World of Warcraft. So
What the hell is that?
A WoW token you can buy through the in-game shop with real money, and then sell it at the auction house for gold at a market rate. So what it is it's a 30-day game time. So basically you'll have all the people that are on there that have got an absolute hoard of money and gold that they've been farming over the last 10 years that World of Warcraft's been around, and then you get a couple of new players in or something like that there that don't have a lot of cash going around in their game, so they don't have a really big gold stockpile. So I'm guessing that what they do is they buy for real money. There's no pricing's come out yet, but say they buy for $5, they buy a 30-day game pass from the in-store shop. Then they put it up onto the auction house, and then somebody that's got an exorbitant amount of cash goes, hey, instead of me paying for my subscription now, I'll just buy one of these WoW tokens that are on there, and it gives their account 30 days of WoW, so subscription. So the people that are in there and have been playing for a long time, who have a heap of gold, are now able to really play for free on there. So
yeah, well, in a nutshell, how I picked it up is you could use in-game currency to generate what would normally cost real current.
Yeah.
In a nutshell. So you're using your in-game gold at an exorbitant rate to replicate dollars.
Yeah. So there will be a market value for it in the auction house that will be across the board for all of these ones, and somebody can go in and go, it might be, you might get 5,000 or 10,000 gold for what you put in to it. So yeah. So it is a good thing that now that the players are able to do this and start pushing back into the economy, if you would, of World of Warcraft, and the richer start now spreading their wealth out to the poorer of the people in the game via basically a trade of goods for gold. So yeah.
Cool.
And that's
keeping faithful as well. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Go, boys.
All right, Red.
Right. Because I like to bloody announce every remastered game that's coming across the fucking new current gen. Here's another one for y'all. Payday 2.
Oh, because I loved the first one that they made.
Hardline beta. You see, go rob a bank.
Yeah, that's it.
No release date yet. Well, to the date, but they reckon it's going to land in June, and I prefer that. I prefer them to say a month rather than a date and a month at a time. And it's been quoted to contain nearly all the DLC, run at 1080p, and they're still at the moment pushing for 60 frames per second. But get this for a quote. We can't say for definite it'll be 60 frames per second as we're still testing, but will definitely be an improved experience over last gen's 30 frames per second. Is it going to be 60 or 30? If it's 30, then it's not going to be an improved experience. It's just going to look. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Are you interested in that?
Am I? PS Plus game, I got it. That was the first month that I got PS Plus. I got Payday, and it was something like 150 million gig for the PS3. I sat through it and got it. Yeah, it is something I would play because it's got a heavy co-op base.
Yeah, I played it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, nah. Look, I would play it. Would I buy it? No. Would I borrow it off Weeksy? Yes.
Yes. Tops. Oh. All right, that's it for that?
That's it.
I've got a one here that it's going to be vague because I don't really know much about it, but I want to talk about it. Metal Gear Solid, The Phantom Pain, a bit of news has come up today. Konami has published a 48-hour countdown clock on the Metal Gear Solid 5 website. So, I don't know, they're going to make some sort of an announcement in a couple of days.
Yep.
But, there's been speculation that it's going to be a countdown timer to release the actual release date. Or they're
Imagine
going to,
that.
Hang on, imagine what?
If it was a countdown to the actual release.
Oh, no. That would be good, but what I was referring to is a countdown to give out the release date. Like, 3, 2, 1...
Next
March,
month.
Yeah, March 23rd.
Pre-order now.
But what do we got left? We've got 8 hours and 45 minutes as on the clock, so it's been going for a while, 40 hours if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that'll be a GDC announcement as well.
Will it? Because
I'm sure, is he there?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, you'd think he was, because I've read the same stuff that you've read, Luke. As you said, it is a bit vague, and I got it from the website, from the Phantom Pain Facebook page, and then IGN is saying that they're releasing the news. But
yeah, they've got the exclusivity for the news or something like that.
But whether they're doing it from GDC, or from wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's also been a lot of speculation that it won't come out this year.
I was about to say cancelled, delay.
Yeah, I'm. Maybe it's a countdown timer, and when it gets to 0, they're going to go, surprise! It's delayed to 2016. It's going to be really good then, though.
$4.95. Download the app.
My bad. It's 1 day and 8 hours. I didn't see that little one. Yeah, I thought the timer only started today. That's
today, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's a day and 8 hours and 45 minutes. There you go. So, I don't know, we'll find that out. We'll have that posted on the page a couple of days ago from when the time this goes to air. Space-time continuum shit. Yeah, woo! Go, Sean. Next news.
Rest in peace, Leonard Nimoy.
Very good, yes. Yeah.
Yes. Mm.
I was at work the other day and I said to the guy, did you hear, the guy I was working with, I said, did you hear Leonard Nimoy died? You know what he said?
Who's Leonard Nimoy?
Who's Leonard Nimoy? This guy's my age.
Yeah, Spock, and you go, what, the guy from Heroes?
I've never watched Heroes, so that's
we know the latest movies.
Oh, the actor.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, he's still alive. I think.
Starting 5 days ago, because it's starting today. Xbox Live Gold members.
Don't confuse me.
Xbox Live Gold members now that don't have their Xbox Ones as yet, but still have a Xbox 360 with a paid subscription to Xbox Gold Live, will now be able to add the Xbox One games with Gold to their download list, so that in the future, if they do get an Xbox One, they will have all of the free games from Games with Gold available for them to download when they switch their console on.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well done, Microsoft.
That's what I did with PlayStation Plus before I got my Vita. Because by the time I got my Vita, I had a couple of games ready there to rock and roll because I purchased them on the PS3.
Yeah.
Actually downloaded them on the PS3 as well.
Yeah, and just hook it straight up.
And then, when I got it, the day I got it, I didn't have to download them. I just plugged it into my PS3 and copied them across.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good.
Have they got screenshots yet?
Who?
The Xbox One.
Oh, only the early dashboard people. Early access dashboard. So I do.
Yeah.
And how many times have I used it? I don't think
I haven't.
I haven't.
But apparently going to be able to use your screenshots as backgrounds.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's sick.
That's what took so long.
You get a good picture from The Order or from Bloodborne or from Ring.
No, they're not getting Bloodborne.
Sorry.
Smart ass. Well, alright, what were we doing? Alright, I've lost now.
Moving on.
Move on. What do you got, Red?
Games Workshop. 40k Warhammer.
I do, yep.
Looks like they're going to be the next MOBA developers. They're going to develop a MOBA based around the 40k universe.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Space Marines.
And everything like that.
Yeah, another game for kids to yell at me about.
Yep. Early access planned for the second quarter, so from anywhere now for the next 3 months. But for a full release is targeting 2016, so probably still a little ways off, and it's going to be priced anywhere from $25 American to $250, depending on what you want. I'm guessing.
What, a MOBA that you got to pay for?
Pay pre-order early access in packages that range from $25 to $250.
To $250?
Yeah.
Are we still talking? Are we still talking about Game Workshop MOBA?
Yep.
What?
Well, it's realistic to the pricing of things from Games Workshop. So
well, it's for $25 you get the first three letters in the code. Yeah, very expensive, the old Games Workshop. Very cool, but very expensive. But I'd say up around the $250 you'd get incentives like a unpainted model or something.
Yeah, that'd be alright. Got some models.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah,
actually get your character in the game and actually like
colorize
it itself.
Yeah, full custom like you do. So yeah, in a nutshell, 40k coming to MOBA style game, hopefully next year. Full
cool. Stop. What about HTC partnering with Valve for the Steam version of virtual reality? You hear about that?
Yes.
Their first game?
No, sorry, what?
Is the first game they're working on for that?
No, the actual headset.
Yeah.
So they've just released a prototype of the new headset that they're going to bring out for online gaming with Valve.
Yeah, so it's called the Vive, I think?
Yep.
Valve Vive. So it's going to have two 1200 by 1080 displays inside the thing with 90 frames per second refresh rates. So
that's all well and good if you've got a PC that's powerful enough to run it as well. So
is that just a display, or is that going to have?
It's the display.
So it's essentially just a monitor.
Well, aren't they all?
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about them. So it's got the gyros and accelerometers and stuff in them, but is that all? So they don't have any processing power.
I
guess they wouldn't.
Minimal that got hooked into the PC. Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. No, well, 1080 and you probably use it at 60, I guess, but you wouldn't need that big of a PC.
Yeah, the whole 90 frames and higher, which they're looking at producing, is so that it's more like real life, and you don't get any shutter because the screens are actually so close to your face.
Yeah, it's
and you don't get any shutter effects on it as well. And I found this very interesting though. Like they're putting all this money into the development of this, but we still yet to see a full range of Steam machines yet.
Yeah, I think they fucking don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, so I think that it's kind of gone by the wayside with the Steam machines, because in the end, like, I don't want a Steam console. Like, I've got a PC that I can hook a controller up to. What do you need another console for in this market anyway? You've got your PlayStations, Xboxes, Wii, and then your PC. Now, if PC turns into a console, I really wouldn't see the point for it. If I've got my own other consoles, I'd rather use my PC that I can do everything on and game.
Yeah, I don't think we need it. But the same thing goes with this virtual reality thing. None of them have made it to market yet. And do you want one?
No.
I'll have it if it's free.
The whole thing with this as well, and their big announcement in regards to the Vive, is that they said that they're going to beat everybody to market as well, and it'll be available this year.
Shit.
Sorry, what's going to be available this year?
The Vive.
Oh, this one that we're talking about.
Yep. So while all these, like the Project Morpheus and the Oculus Rift and all these kind of things, they're getting developers working with them and going into it, but they reckon that this Vive is going to be out this year, and they're really pushing for that to kind of beat everything to the market. But along with these things here, they're going to be expensive.
$200-300.
Yeah, I was pitching maybe more.
Yeah.
Well, no one will buy it. Well, I wouldn't buy it. No way. See, I've been claiming this ever since they started talking about Oculus Rift, but I think these things are going to be an awesome concept that nobody really wants in their home. I would go to a gaming arcade to play it, to have a go and enjoy it, but to have the proper experience in your house, it's just going to be shit, I think. It's not for your house.
No. And they've scattered across like GDC's floor and that for the conference this week, and I really don't know if it's something that's a viable investment for a lot of developers. Like, why are you going to put so much effort into making the games for this, the extra programming, the endless hours of work for getting your gyro and the movement working and all that kind of stuff for something that only a limited amount of the population will have. It's the same as with the Kinect. I bought the Kinect the day it came out on the 360, and I probably
it's still in the box.
used it about 6 or 7 times. And same as the PlayStation camera with the PS4 and the PS3. I used the Move a few times, and it was a great little novelty to have a stuff around with in that, but it's nowhere near what gamers want and what gamers want it for. I don't want to be standing up in my living room with a monstrosity on my head, walking around trying with that. Novelty.
You know what would be really good for one of these headset thingies is a game, like even at like a theme park where it's a big room and it throws you into a simulation like a game like The Evil Within or Resident Evil. So it's a single player thing, so you're not running into other people. And you play like a level in a big padded room on your own, and like a survival horror. I reckon that would be cool. Yeah,
they also had the one that somebody had set up with they were playing Skyrim on it, but it had this whole thing on the floor where you actually had to walk, and it'd simulate the movement, and it had sensors on your body that when you turned, it actually turned, and your arms had sensors on them, which had made you basically into the game and everything programmed into it. There was also a Call of Duty one which shot paintballs at you, and you know what, they're good as novelties, and I really don't think it's a viable investment for these people to go into.
Only time will tell. We'll have to keep an eye on them.
Let's just say I don't think it's the next step in gaming.
No. What were you going to say, Red?
I've got 2 points to make. I sit down and put my headset on and grab my controller. You know, I've done enough work to play a game. I don't want to be putting a heart rate monitor on, putting special shoes, jumping in the semicircle fucking bowl thing, putting a headset on, putting a jacket on, all these sensors just to play a game. And the second point, don't we play games to escape reality, not immerse ourselves in what is, it's a synthetic reality?
Well, yeah, but I guess this isn't going for reality. I guess it's just trying to help us escape even further by throwing us deeper into it. But I don't know if it's ever going to work without making people physically sick as well.
Or dying.
Yeah. I could imagine some people playing it in a dangerous area and impaling themselves on something, or falling off a cliff because they wanted to play, I don't know, sport by a cliff. Catch the ball.
And the
it's really realistic. Splat.
I don't like moving. The second that I get the headset on and the controller in my hand, I ain't moving.
I do lift my leg a little if I've got a fart.
Yeah.
Dude, as soon as I wake up, I'm against moving.
What's that?
As soon as I wake up, I'm against moving.
Fair enough. All right, who's got news still?
A lot of money has been wasted at a university to tell you basically something that you pretty much already know. And that is that a new study has shown that Assassin's Creed's leap of faith is pretty unrealistic.
Get out of here. What do you mean?
Well, apparently you can't jump off the top of a church into a haystack because, you'd probably die. And they said here, while loose straw does undoubtedly provide cushioning from falls, the amount of straw used to cushion a character's fall is always the same no matter what height they jump from. They came to the conclusion that you could actually fall into a haystack safely from around 12.5 metres, and the maximum survivable fall height is around 50 metres, though dropping from this height would cause serious injury.
Well, do you think about what the consistency of straw or hay? You wouldn't even go through it. You'd still stay on top of it.
Now, what I need to say is, because I need to give full credit to these people that actually did the study, so you can all look at how your money's being wasted at a university.
Okay.
It's University of Leicester's physics department. So.
Oh, Leicester.
Good on them. So I was just going through, and I thought, well, I'll just do my own little bit of study on this matter, and I've come to the conclusion in gaming and the things that are unrealistic is that, well, there's no respawn in real life. So if you get shot in real life, you're going to get really hurt, and blood just doesn't go away from your eyes, and you're all good to start shooting your gun again. So
unless it's Easter,
that's a pretty unrealistic thing in real life as well. Yeah. So the other one I come to the conclusion was that if you're driving a car and crash it at 300 kilometres an hour coming down Conrod Straight, which I've been done numerous times in Forza 5, you will not be able to drive your car away from it in real life.
There's no putting that shit in reverse.
Yeah. So that's another pretty unrealistic thing I found. There's no magic potions in real life that regenerate your health, and there's no such thing as mana.
There is mana. So.
Yeah.
Have you ever been really tired and punched out one of those cans of V?
Yeah.
Mother? Revitalises mind and soul, my friend.
That's it. Apparently it gives you wings as well.
Nah, it's all
bullshit.
That
was sued for that.
Oh, really? Idiots trying to fly?
Yeah, well, somebody actually sued Red Bull in regards to the
because he didn't get
theory
wings.
Because it's false advertising.
That's fucking
yes,
stupid.
and in conclusion, really, I'm not even going to step into the worlds of things like Halo and stuff because, there's aliens and
they exist.
Magic guns and all that kind of stuff.
That's all real.
Same as dragons in
You're a
Skyrim.
naysayer, Sean. Get off this podcast.
I want a chocobo. I want a chocobo now.
All right, Red.
So what else?
What?
What else?
What else would you have for things that are in gaming that's unrealistic in real life?
Are we still talking about this?
Are we?
Oh, I don't know. We've been going on about it.
Yeah.
What else? What about the fact that almost everybody that played Skyrim might have had a girlfriend or a wife?
In Skyrim.
That's fucking unrealistic in real life.
Yeah, it's pretty unrealistic that the 12-year-old did actually have sex with your mum.
The fact I can't take my fucking TV and then rebuild the Lego up onto the wall.
Yeah.
That'd be alright. You could do that. Alright, let's move on. Way too many realistic things making me upset.
Right. So you'll probably remember back in January, probably one of our first shows back, I said that Harmonix circulated a survey asking if people wanted Rock Band back.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like the survey's in, but they've been beaten to the punch by Activision, who is reported to be revealing a new Guitar Hero game at E3 this year.
Are you on the toilet?
Hey?
Are you on the toilet or passing a kidney stone or something?
He just had to move and it was...
No, I shifted. I slid my bum back and sat up so I could read properly.
Oh, okay. That was the effort in the voice there.
Yeah, we're there. But, yeah, so coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, could be likely to hit this year, but, yeah, unconfirmed.
Nice.
So,
it's apparently supposed to be as well a whole new guitar system as well.
Yeah. They're going to... Yeah, well, a lot of people have gone, especially when you read through the comments here, oh, we've got Rocksmith for that, we've got Rocksmith for that. But they're not taking the generic approach that they did for, probably 8 games. It's going to change up a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit more advanced, and I'm all for that.
I'd go a new Guitar Hero game.
Yeah, man, so would I. Or Activision, they're bringing back Tony Hawk and Guitar Hero. It's the good old days again.
Yeah, all right. Bring back the 90s and early 2000s. Rock on.
That's all I've got to report on that. But being Guitar Hero, you can guarantee that I'll have the finger on the pulse come E3 and everything like that.
Awesome. Any more news, Sean?
I just got a couple little ones. Unreal Engine 4, which is used for a lot of the game development stuff, they've actually released today that it is now free to download for everybody. It was subscription-based prior, but now it's like the Unreal Engines that have come out before. It's a free program to use, but there is certain things that you pay for if you use them for commercial releases and stuff like that.
On the 12th, Hardline comes out on the 13th. All EA Access members on the Xbox One will have it a week early for a 10-hour period. You can spread that over. There's the prologue and Chapter 1 available, or all the multiplayer modes and maps will be available for 10 hours of play on early access. So I reckon that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's all right. Now,
give it the access on the PlayStation. Yeah,
with the same subscription, because I've already got one. Now, before we go into What's That Sound, I just want to quick mention, last little thing is the announcement for Trine 3 that came out as well. So Trine 3 will be coming out at some stage this year on PC, and it'll be announced a bit later on about the consoles as well. Apparently they're coming. But I like it because Trine 3 is apparently going on a 3D plane, although predominantly 2D. There'll be some 3D bits and pieces and bobs as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. As long as the multiplayer's ping is less than 99999, I'll be happy.
Fuck for that, I'd play the shit out of it. Yeah, it looks like 3D boss battles at the moment is what I gathered from that trailer that you posted.
Yeah. Now, look, it's probably the only game that I would turn on the 3D mode on my TV for, I think.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the best 3D I've seen in a game.
Too, and that looked amazing.
Yeah. But, so yeah, that is coming at some stage. But that's about the end of the news there. We've got a fair bit in there in a short time. We'll move on to What's That Sound?
I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
All right, so last week on What's That Sound, we had a sound that I think Red managed to get the answer because he Googled it.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Yeah, go Red.
Yeah, no Red. Cheater. Anyway, the answer was Impossible Mission, which was on the Commodore 64. We've got a couple of correct entries so far from Joshua Young and Ross Mark. Now, Rusky Big Muskie suggested that it might have been GLaDOS's Baby. Sorry?
It stumped him.
Yeah, I suggested that if it had anything to do with GLaDOS, it might have been GLaDOS's father, if anything, because it's much older. But anyway, I've got a new sound for this week, and are you guys ready to give it a hear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a listen. So it's just music this week. Have any of you guys got what that one is? Oh, Red! Straight in there.
Yep.
And how did you know what that was?
Because that's the original.
Well, that's right, yeah.
Can you say again?
You're a prick, sure. He did it in the course of conversation. You said it just to be a prick. So this is why we put shit on you, Sean.
Yeah.
Well, I'll play that again now in post for everybody else listening, but there's no point in us listening to it. Very good, Red.
Thanks.
Oh, well, that's the end of the show then. Oh, well, Leo, well, if
Everyone's lost fucking words because I got to what's that sound.
Yeah, I did. You've thrown me. Fucking show's after link now. If you know what that sound is, because obviously we've beeped out what Red said, please send us a message to the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page. It doesn't matter when you work it out and when you listen to it. You've got the whole week to do it before the next episode comes out. So if it's the Friday that you pick up the podcast and have a listen, man, have your answer in on Saturday and you'll be happy days. So please, the more entries we get, the better, and the more I'll be happy to hand out more and more copies of games because you guys are interacting. That's what I love. I want people to interact with. It's very good on the Facebook page, but interact with us on the podcast as well. Send us a message saying, "Hey, can you guys say this on the podcast?" And we might be able to help you out with that. All good. All right. Well, essentially that is the end of the show. If you guys got any final words?
Now that we're at the end of this, I do it every week. Don't like it. My mouth just goes retarded when it starts to do this.
It's not your mouth that's retarded.
Yeah, no, it's what's powering the mouth. Search Aussie Gamers on Google. Now that we're at the end of this week's show, please take the time to like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/AussieGamers2012. If you tweet your life away on a daily basis, follow at AussieGamers12. If you love reality TV but hate the people that are on reality TV, come and watch some of our gaming and raging sessions at AussieGamersTV at twitch.tv. You can download this podcast to the device of your choice, smartphones, iPods, iPads, PC. Just search Aussie Gamers Express on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and iTunes. You can also check out Respawn Radio, where our podcast features a couple of times a week. Search Aussie Gamers Express on YouTube to get access to our video vault, all completely free, all uncensored, and it's pretty cool. Check out our blog, aussiegamersexpress.blogspot.com.au. We are really starting to pump out the reviews and little opinion pieces and all that kind of stuff. Get around it, subscribe, comment, do all the other things. Share it with your friends. Share it with the person sitting next to you on the train that's looking over your shoulder while you're reading things. If you have some snail mail, you can send it to P.O Box 130, Cranebrook, New South Wales 2749. And that is it.
Ta-da!
Ta-da. I didn't tell them to get into the box this week.
Yeah, that's right. That's my job for when your missus gets here.
Talk of the mail, man. You got a little post today, did you?
I did get a bit of mail today.
What was his name?
It was George. It was a courier, I read.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, a courier knocked on my door, and I went to the front door, and there was a package waiting for me with 4 games in it. So thank you very much, Red, for setting that up to me. My voice will be disappearing because I'm trying to grab them. 1 second. Oh, so we've got Sleeping Dogs, the definitive edition, which I forgot to mention I had a go of this afternoon. NBA 2K15, The Evil Within, and Thief, all on the PS4. So I've got a fair few games to play through over the next fucking 12 years. Plenty of games there, so thank you very much.
Big kid.
They're
all out of their plastics. They probably wouldn't fit on Thorncliff shelf.
No.
At least we'll know who's whose.
They get bigger when you take them out of the plastic?
No. Ring.
Sometimes.
Usually it gets bigger when you put it in plastic.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Alright, well, I'm really keen to play some more video games for the rest of the night, so thank you everybody for listening. I've been LewkOne.
I've been Thorncliff.
And I've been Red.
Until we close our eyes for good.